Hello and welcome to the very first episode of The Hub, where I'm simply going to take the news of the kind of week of the world of Doctor Who. Not just the news, I'm going to do certain things like also reviews as well, and talk about certain kind of things that just generally obviously I love within the world of the Whoniverse, I guess, because by rights, it's not going to just be Doctor Who. I will be talking about Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures, as well as Class, as well, which I will probably actually be talking about today. So yeah, there's not just also actually reviews, possibly like rumours as well of certain things that might not actually be 100% fact, but just a little bit of discussion, I guess. But I did do an announcement video, obviously, a wee bit ago actually now. And I was generally planning on doing this a good bit sooner, I'm not going to lie, but just certain things, I'm not going to lie, for my life right now, I just how it's worked out right now. But yes, I'm very excited about starting this. I'm just going to quickly just say it now, I am hoping to do this. The concept of this was to do this every week, generally maybe try and get out on the Sunday, Monday, simply because obviously when Doctor Who comes back on, it'll be obviously, it comes out on the Saturday, so I would review it on the Sunday within the show. So I'm kind of hoping to do that, hopefully, possibly, probably not. I'll probably something will end up happening, but I'm hoping to do this because I am quite. I'm generally, because that's why I like doing these videos. I do obviously have a bit of quite a passion, excitement for doing this. I like talking about this kind of like stuff. So yes, I'll crack on with today's kind of segment of not exactly the week's news. I'm not going to lie, it's a good mix of what's happening in the world of Doctor Who for the past kind of good couple of weeks. Actually, probably even more than that, really. Because obviously I do just want to obviously talk about them, because as I said, and there was certain times I was close to actually almost making more videos, but just how it worked out, I just didn't have really the time. But anyway, let's begin, shall we, on the first of my news segment to talk about, and that is the release of the Doctor Who Series 10 trailer that came out. It was a wee little teaser trailer, and yeah, I thought it was nice. Obviously, we didn't get any actual footage. It was just simply seeing the Doctor. Obviously, we had the new companion of Bill, as well as Nardole. And yeah, it was a nice little tease. It was quite good seeing, trying to think now, when they had like the monsters, and there was like nice little kind of little teases there, and little hints of who could be. And I think I remember rightly, there was a Cyberman and there was a Dalek once again. I like the Daleks, but sometimes it does get a bit kind of, sometimes it does get a bit kind of, I wouldn't mind at least one series with the Daleks. I understand why the Daleks are in it. They're bigger than the show almost, really. But other than that, though, the one big thing for me I quite like about this is it's pure and simply is Capaldi's hair. God, that man has grown that hair just bigger and bigger, really, isn't it? I like almost this like a really great evolution to his hair. Like Series 8 is really short, and then Series 9 it gets to curly, and this one it just seems to be all out mad scientist everywhere, and I quite like that. I very much do. So yeah, it looks interesting. It's nice to see his new screwdriver in action. I hope we see more of that. As well, but yeah, I'm very much excited about seeing what we're going to get with Series 10. Also, though, I forgot to say actually the Ice Warriors, which I'm so glad it's coming back. A little bit of a shame that Mark Gatiss is writing them again. I didn't actually, no, to be fair, I didn't mind his episode of Cold War. It's just, I wouldn't mind Steve Moffat actually even writing. I would love to see what he would do with the Ice Warriors. Just someone else, really, frankly, writing the Ice Warriors, but overall, yeah, it was a nice little tease, really. It wasn't really by rights a trailer. It was just a nice little kind of, almost a little short film, actually, if anything. But overall, I very much liked it. And up next, obviously, is they did a nice little reveal tease. Obviously, the fact that Missy is returning, which I quite liked. I thought it was quite. I like how they do stuff like with her. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's quite smart, and she's painting obviously the TARDIS door and all that, and saying that she's coming back. I think she's great, and more Missy the better for me, frankly. I don't know. I remember like reading into, I think she actually appears for one episode through the series and comes back in the finale. I'm not 100% there, but I think that's how it's happening. I'm not 100% sure there, but I've been interested in either or. And as I said, more Missy the better for me. Frankly, I think she is really great, and she's also great. I think with Capaldi, I think they're gonna have a nice little. I think when you see, in the past, I think there is moments of great Doctor Master kind of with certain ones, like with John Pertwee, I think he was great with his Master. And I didn't mind David Tennant with John Sim, though I didn't really like how they dealt with John Sim in his last one. Giving him the superpowers is the thing about the Masters, and thankfully they've done it with Missy, and they've done it with all the past ones. And it's the same with the Doctor. He doesn't need weapons, it's the same with the Master, doesn't need weapons. Just he, she, whatever, has a great mind, and that's their great weapon, and I always think they should just stay with that for me personally. But yeah, very excited to see Missy return there. Next one, obviously, it's a big news, the fact that Peter Capaldi announced that he was leaving. Now, I talked a little bit, I did actually a video on who I wouldn't mind seeing as the 13th Doctor, but that's not what I'm going to really talk about today. You can have a wee look at that video if you'd like, but for me personally, talking about it, I think it's quite a shame, obviously, that Peter Capaldi's leaving. I do quite like him, and especially like on the last series, he really got to know his Doctor, I think, and I'm just seeing even more and more with trailers of the new stuff that we're getting, and I can't really tell you how much I'm quite excited seeing him, because I think obviously now it's going to be, you've got the new companion, knowing that he's leaving as well, so I think it's going to be quite a big one. It's still such a shame that he's leaving, obviously for Christmas. I don't know. I'll be interested to see what they're going to do for his finale episode in terms of what's going to be in it. I don't know. It'll be interesting for that one, but I think that is quite a shame. I do like Capaldi, but then as I was kind of like, I was like thinking to myself and like saying, it's like, as much as I think it's a shame, though, it'll be quite good for Chris Chibnall and for the show as well. Like, it will really feel like a right good new era, I think, for the show, and I think it is quite needed. I think, it always is good to keep. That's the thing I like about Doctor Who. It keeps things fresh and keeps it, moving. Every 1 to second series is caught. There's something that's different. Either it's a new companion or now it's a new Doctor or something. And I love that about the show. That's what I think is really great about the show. But yeah, it's a shame that Capaldi's leaving. But I think it's also a good thing for the show. Not saying that he's not great. I really like Capaldi as the Doctor, but yeah, it's a bit of a kind of mix for me. But on for the next one here, and on to like more of a rumour section here, is because it's not been confirmed, but there's been apparently of the rumours that Class has actually been cancelled. Now, I've not really talked about Class in any of my videos. I've not really talked about it. And I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched the whole series. I've only watched up to, I remember rightly, I think it's episode 6 or 7, I can't remember what it was, because there's 8 episodes, I'm sure. And I can say right now, I am struggling to get through this series. I really am. I find the characters non-compelling. I find the stories also non-compelling. I don't seem to really feel like I care about any of these characters. I don't feel any of their motivations, I just don't really get them. Like, I find it such a shame when it's the episode, is it the 4th one, where the shy, quiet girl ends up sleeping with the cocky twat, basically, and I thought to myself, oh, that's a bit of a shame, actually, that kind of happened. I didn't think she would actually do that, and kind of showed how much she didn't really care about his girlfriend that he said he loved. But I just but it's other things, and I find I forget her name. She was in Coronation Street. The main adult actress. She is so hammy in this program. She's so hard to watch for me personally. I think what it is, she watched like a couple episodes of Doctor Who, and it must have been like an episode where either David Tennant or Matt Smith was really quite weird for that 1 second, and she just kind of went, oh, I'm just going to base everything on that, and it just doesn't work for me. I don't really. For me, I find it quite hard to watch. I don't like any of the actually actors that's played the Doctor. There is a level of, okay, they're all mad by rights, but there's still a level of above beloved. Well, I don't know. Kind of where it's like, well, I at least kind of believe him of his performance. I don't know. I'm kind of babbling here, but I don't know. It's just, but what I'm kind of saying here about the whole concept of being cancelled is, I wouldn't be surprised, because I don't think it's that great of a show. Actually, if I'm honest, I think it's missing something. I think it's the tone for me is the problem with Class. I think it's a big problem with the show. One minute it feels like Torchwood, the next minute it feels like Sarah Jane Adventures. It does, for me, it doesn't really kind of do anything for me. I think, it annoys me the fact that we should be getting other spin-offs. I would still like to see a unit spin-off. I think that'd be great, especially when you've got such a great team right now. With Kate Stewart and Osgood, and I think Unit is very great right now, so there is literally a great team there. And I've always quite liked the idea of maybe bringing in some characters from Sarah Jane. They're a bit older now, like with Clyde and Rani. I always quite like that idea, but yeah, it's just I couldn't get into the show. I'm trying to finish the show. I want to at least finish it at least, but I'm just not enjoying it. Like, I remember, like, when I first watched Torchwood and Sarah Jane, I actually really enjoyed both shows when I started watching it. They both know what the tone was, and they went for it, and I liked that. But I wouldn't be shocked if it is confirmed and true that about Class, if it does get cancelled, and put in a show that people will actually maybe like, even a Paul McGann spin-off. I would quite enjoy. But yeah, overall, yeah, I'm very kind of half and half about that one of Class. But yeah, that's my first episode on the Hub. I would like to know what you guys thought. Obviously, this is just my first kind of time. Tell me what you'd like to maybe see, maybe do. I wouldn't mind. I'd love to also maybe do question stuff, if like send in questions and do stuff like. I'd like this to be a really interactive almost thing with combining the world of Doctor Who fans. I quite because I do like the world of Doctor Who, like of the fan base. I think it's a really great fan base compared to some are quite. Well, no, don't get me wrong. There's actually some in Doctor Who that's are quite bad, but. I think it's a great world of the fans for me personally. But yeah, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'm hoping to do this every week of news and reviews. I'm going to start doing more of the review stuff definitely. But yes, so tell me what you guys think. More videos in the future. So until then, see you later.